Hi, love, it's Elle, and welcome back to my channel, and happy Foundation Friday. We are trying a drugstore foundation that is so reasonably priced and has some interesting claims about it. And I've actually been wearing it kind of non-stop just to really give you guys the best breakdown on how it works for my skin type and might work for you. So before we get started, hit the subscribe button, share this video with somebody you think might like it, and let's do it. All right, so today we're talking about the Milani Screen Queen Foundation. It's a natural finish foundation. I am in color 260 Warm Bisque, but I also have 310 Golden Sand, and the color difference is just, it's so minor that I can basically wear either one of those. So let me tell you a little bit about this kind of unique foundation. It is $13.99, which is a fantastic price. And the color range that they have is very, very vast. So that's really nice to see for different skin tones. But this actually has a built-in, I'm reading off their website, built-in digital blue light filter, helps shield skin from blue light exposure. It's interesting. It's vegan, cruelty-free. It's supposed to give you kind of this natural finish. It does say luminosity, but then it has a natural finish after it. So for me, it is much more of a skin finish. It doesn't have an overall luminosity to it or whatever. I have normal to dry skin, and this works really great for my skin type. Now, I did wear this on Sunday in 90-degree heat, and it stayed on really, really well. So we are going to do a wear test like normal. I just got to show you this foundation, you guys. It's so good. I'm going to start off with the Elle Poreless Putty Primer. If you are more oily with this foundation, you can start off with a mattifying primer. I didn't know, but Elle has a matte putty primer that they just sent to me. So FYI on that. So I just take a little bit like this, and I use this just more in the center of my face. And I usually use it on my eyes as well, but I just have my eye makeup on already. And I kind of just leave, and I just do a touch underneath the eyes, just a touch. And then I leave the rest of the face kind of free. But this primer is really, really beautiful. Do I think that this foundation absolutely needs a primer? No, I have worn it every way possible. I've worn it without a primer, I've worn it with a primer, and it really doesn't matter for longevity for this foundation. But for me, I like to have this area a little bit more, you know, kind of poreless. And I just love the kind of radiance that this primer gives. So it's going to be up to you, whichever way you want to wear it. All right, so application. I have applied this with my hands, a brush, a sponge. They all are great methods. I've actually even applied this with a dry sponge, and it's super, super beautiful that way as well. So that's to the, I just have a pump on the back of my hand. So that's to tell you that you honestly can apply this your favorite way. There is no difference in application. I'm using it today on a very lightly damp sponge, just because I want to give a little bit of extra hydration to the skin, and it's one of my favorite ways to apply it. So what I love about this foundation is it is truly buildable. It really is. So you can wear it super light like this, or you can get a medium coverage for sure. This is not going to be a super full coverage, but it is just enough for me when I put a little bit extra, as I always do, in the areas that I want to focus a little bit more coverage on, which for me is here. All right, so we'll get a little bit close and personal. This is what it looks like, which is a little bit more coverage here and just a touch more coverage on the forehead. It is super lightweight. Look how pretty it is. Obviously, you can still see kind of my hyperpigmentation, and of course you can go in with your fingers, a dry sponge, a brush to give you a little bit more coverage, but this is where we're at. To finish off the face, this is also something that I have been wearing kind of nonstop. It is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Concealer. I am in color 115. It is really a beautiful concealer. All right, so here's with the concealer. It looks a little stark right now just because I don't have anything else on, but I will give you a quick tidbit on the concealer. It feels to me very much similar to the Too Faced Born This Way concealers, but just a little bit more playtime and a little bit more hydrating. So if you're looking for something like that, this might be one to pick up. Plus, the price point is a lot better. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go finish up the rest of my makeup. I will tell you that you do not need to set this foundation. It will set. It does talk about it being a long wearing foundation, but I have during the summer, since I've been wearing this now and it is like 90 degrees, I have been setting this just with a very light dusting of my Charlotte Tilbury loose powder, but pick your favorite. But if you want a little bit more longevity out of this foundation, go ahead and give a quick dose of powder over it. But again, you do not have to, which is a beautiful thing about this foundation. So I'll see you in just a second. All right, so here is the final look. I just kind of popped the rest of my makeup on, but I'll get real close and personal here. It's so gorgeous. Literally, I have been wearing this and one other foundation that will be for next week non-stop. It just feels so lightweight. It's so easy. It lasts a really long time. It looks stunning, and it is just one of the ones that I'm so glad I found it. So let's go to natural light so you guys can see it. All right, so here we are in natural light, coming up real close. Yes, so pretty, right? So the one thing that I'll pull your attention to is right now it looks pretty kind of dewy and shiny right here. It really isn't like that in real life. This foundation does not have like a luminosity to it after you put it on. It looks like skin. So it does look hydrated and supple, but it doesn't look shiny. So that's why I think this foundation would be great for every skin type. Of course, as I always say, prep your skin appropriately for your skin type so that the foundation does do what it's supposed to do. But this is where we're at, party people, and I will check in with you in a little bit. Hey loves, how are you? All right, so this is 4 hours later. Sorry if you hear banging. My neighbor is doing some stuff in the backyard, but here we go. It looks pretty much the same. Both coming off, but just, I mean, I touch my nose a lot, you guys, because I have allergies. So, I mean, but not really. I don't know. I think it looks really, really good still. And it looks exactly like it was basically when I put it on. So, yeah, here we are at 4 hours. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hey, loves. All right, so we are at a total of 7 hours of wear. This is where we're at. Looks pretty darn good. I will say that this foundation is not mask proof. I had to wear a mask to pick up my daughter, but I mean, it's not that bad. And I have a pretty tight fitting mask. So here we are. We'll give it a few more hours, but this is a 7 hour check-in. Hey loves, all right, so I'm back for my final check-in. I'm in my daughter's room, so if you hear the water running, I am filling up her bath, but it is 9 hours of wear. And this is where we are. I think it looks really, really good. It definitely has started to come off around my nose. It's gotten a little bit more dewy, which, as I always say, doesn't bother me. But I really, really enjoy this foundation. Honestly, have been reaching for it every day, like I said, besides another one, just because it's so easy. It makes the skin look so beautiful, and I just really love it. So let me know if you guys have tried this, if it's worked for you, maybe your skin type, and see that if it's worked for those different skin types, since I'm more of like dry to normal. But thank you all so much for being here as usual, and I'll see you in the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Bye, loves.